Welcome back to the channel. World Coins Master, another thrilling journey into the world of rare and extraordinary coins, where small pieces of change could be worth life-changing fortunes. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating story of a 1969 D Washington quarter, a coin originally worth just 25 cents, but with a jaw-dropping estimated value of over $21 million. This isn't just about age or metal content, it's about the hidden mysteries, minting mistakes, rare variations, and eye-popping anomalies that make some of these quarters treasures beyond imagination. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone who simply found an old coin in their change jar and wondered if it could be worth something, you've come to the right place. The 1969 D Washington quarter has become a subject of curiosity and excitement among numismatists, coin hunters, historians, and even investors. While millions of these coins were produced by the Denver Mint, only a microscopic fraction exhibit the remarkable combination of factors that give them astronomical value. It's important to understand that not all 1969 D quarters are valuable, but a select few that escape the mint with unintentional characteristics have captured the attention of the coin world. So, what sets these coins apart from the ordinary ones? Why would anyone be willing to pay over $21 million for a coin most people would overlook or spend without a second thought? To begin to understand this, we must first delve into the context of the time when this coin was produced. The year 1969 was a period of immense change and innovation in America. The United States was deep into the space race, cultural revolutions were reshaping society, and the U.S. Mint was adapting its production methods to new standards following changes in coin composition just a few years earlier. In 1965, the Mint had ceased producing silver quarters and switched to a clad composition of copper and nickel. This decision had far-reaching consequences, especially when it came to striking quality, die wear, and planchet consistency, all of which played a part in creating the anomaly seen in some 1969 D quarters. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1969 D quarter's incredible value is the presence of die errors. A die error occurs when there's an imperfection in the actual die that strikes the coin, leading to a batch of coins with the same flaw. In the case of this particular quarter, some versions are known to exhibit doubling, misalignment, overstrikes, and die cracks. Most famously, some specimens are believed to possess a form of dramatic doubling known as a doubled die obverse. This means that the front of the coin featuring George Washington's iconic profile shows a noticeable doubling of letters, numbers, or design elements that should have only been struck once. When this doubling is crisp and evident, it's not just a curiosity, it becomes a minting anomaly that collectors dream about. In some extremely rare cases, these doubled die obverse are accompanied by other abnormalities. There may be misaligned strikes, off-center images, or improperly spaced mint marks. The D mint mark itself, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, is sometimes misplaced, partially missing, or appears to be repunched. A repunched mint mark, or RPM, occurs when the mint mark is stamped more than once, but not in the exact same position. This was more common in the pre-1980s era, as mint marks were added manually to the dies before production. When a repunching occurred, it meant a tiny human error created a tiny anomaly, one that, decades later, could be worth millions. Beyond die errors and mint mark misplacements, planchet errors add another layer of intrigue to the 1969 D quarters story. A planchet is the blank metal disc that becomes a coin after being struck by the dies. Errors in planchets can lead to striking a quarter on the wrong metal type, or an improperly prepared surface that creates blistering, incomplete images, or lamination issues. A coin struck on a leftover silver planchet from pre-1965 minting, though exceedingly rare, would be nearly priceless. Imagine discovering a 1969 D quarter struck on a silver planchet, an anachronistic blend of eras that would be the stuff of legends. Even more so if such a planchet was somehow combined with a doubled die and a mispunched mint mark. There are also cases of what collectors call clash dies. This happens when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghost-like images of one side on the opposite die. If such a die continues striking coins, those coins bear phantom impressions from the opposite side, a highly unusual and collectible feature. On a 1969 D quarter, the presence of clash die features, especially alongside doubling and mint mark errors, creates a multi-error specimen that is exceedingly rare and phenomenally valuable. And then there are the off-metal errors. These occur when a coin is accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination. A 1969 D-quarter struck on a nickel or even a foreign planchet could result in a coin with unusual color, weight, or diameter easy to overlook, but immensely valuable to the trained eye. Discovering such a piece would feel like finding buried treasure. In fact, the weight of the coin measured precisely in grams can often be a dead giveaway. Most quarters minted after 1965 should weigh around 5.67 grams. Any significant deviation could indicate an off-metal strike or another striking anomaly, which would push its value into the millions. Let's not forget about the human element in all of this. At the Denver Mint in 1969, the combination of high production volume and manual processes like mint mark punching made it more likely that small errors would occur and slip past quality control. The staff, working under tight production schedules and using aging equipment, couldn't possibly inspect every single coin. These errors, invisible to many at the time, are the very details that have come to define the mystique and allure of the ultra-rare 1969 D-quarter. It's worth noting that not all of these rare coins were discovered right away. Some sat in coin jars, coffee cans, drawers, or even in circulation for decades before anyone realized what they were. This delayed recognition adds a layer of suspense and mystery. Every 1969 D-quarter in existence holds a secret possibility. Any one of them could be the multi-million-dollar coin, hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with a sharp eye and a little bit of luck to find it. Some numismatic experts believe that fewer than a dozen known 1969 D-quarters possess the perfect storm of features: multiple mint errors, crisp doubling, rare planchet composition, and striking anomalies that make them worth over $21 million. These coins are essentially once-in-a-lifetime finds, and each known example tends to command astronomical figures when they appear in auctions, often igniting fierce bidding wars among collectors and investors alike. So, what should you look for if you think you've found a 1969 D-quarter worth investigating? First, examine the obverse for signs of doubling. Look at the word Liberty, the date, and In God We Trust. Use a magnifying glass or microscope. Some forms of doubling can be subtle but unmistakable once you've seen it. Next, look at the mint mark. Is the D crisp and single, or does it appear to be repunched or oddly shaped? Is it out of alignment or partially missing? Then check for any signs of die cracks, cuds, or other anomalies in the metal's surface. Compare the weight and thickness to standard quarter specifications. Any variation could be a sign of an off-metal strike. If any of these characteristics are present, it might be time to get the coin professionally appraised and certified. Third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade rare coins, dramatically increasing their value and making them eligible for high-profile auctions. Certified coins with documented mint errors often receive exponentially higher bids, especially when accompanied by a strong provenance or unique visual appeal. The story of the 1969 D Washington quarter isn't just about errors, it's about the story those errors tell. It's about the tiny imperfections that make something truly one of a kind. In a world driven by mass production and uniformity, it's the rare mistakes that become treasures. A coin born from a brief lapse in mechanical precision now holds the power to change lives. That's the poetic irony at the heart of numismatics. Imagine holding such a coin in your hand. A sliver of metal that passed through countless hands unnoticed before its true nature was revealed. A forgotten relic rediscovered, suddenly commanding the kind of attention reserved for fine art, antique cars, or luxury estates. That's the dream of every coin hunter, the thrill of the unknown, the possibility that something extraordinary lies hidden among the ordinary. But this dream isn't far-fetched. Every year, new rare coins are discovered by average people who had no idea that their pocket change might contain a treasure. Some find these coins at garage sales, estate auctions, or tucked away in the drawers of elderly relatives. Others stumble across them while coin roll hunting, sifting through bank rolls or change jars with patience and precision. The difference between 25 cents and $21 million could be just one overlooked detail, one minting error, one rare variation. And as technology advances, so too does the ability to spot and authenticate these hidden gems. High-resolution imaging, digital microscopes, and comprehensive online databases have made it easier than ever to compare your coin to known rare specimens. Social media and coin forums allow collectors to share. Today, We're diving deep into the astonishing story of a 1981 P. Washington quarter that defied all expectations and stunned collectors around the globe by being valued at a jaw-dropping $17 million. Yes, you heard that right, a simple coin with a face value of just 25 cents, minted in 1981 in Philadelphia, now considered one of the most extraordinary and rarest quarters in United States history. This isn't a myth or exaggerated folklore whispered among coin enthusiasts. It is a real phenomenon grounded in numismatic rarity, historical significance, minting errors, and the insatiable appetite of elite collectors seeking the next one-of-a-kind gem to add to their collections. In this case, the 1981 P. Washington quarter rose to legendary status not just because of its age or condition, but due to an incredibly rare series of minting mistakes, die errors, misplaced mint marks, off-metal strikes, and striking anomalies that make it unlike any other coin ever found in circulation. The Washington quarter series itself began in 1932, honoring the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse of the coin famously features a left-facing bust of Washington, a design by John Flanagan. Over the decades, the Washington quarter has seen changes in composition, minting technology, and even its reverse design, especially in the State Quarter series beginning in 1999. However, the coin minted in 1981 still retained the traditional eagle reverse and copper-nickel clad composition. At first glance, a 1981 quarter looks like any other modern coin. But what makes one specific 1981 P. Washington quarter worth $17 million? Let's start by discussing the primary foundation of any coin's rarity: minting errors. These mistakes can occur at any stage of the coin production process and are highly prized in the world of numismatics. The 1981 P quarter in question reportedly possesses multiple layers of errors that compound its rarity, including double striking, an off-center strike, a transitional planchet anomaly, a repunched mint mark, and possible planchet contamination. When these rare attributes occur together, especially on a coin that was supposed to be mass-produced and mundane, the value skyrockets. One of the most significant and eye-catching errors on this 1981 P quarter is the double strike. A double strike occurs when a coin is not ejected properly after its initial strike and is struck again, often misaligned. This causes visible overlapping details, particularly in the lettering and image of Washington himself. Double-struck coins are not unheard of, but they are very rare to find in circulation and especially rare in the quarter series from the early 1980s. In this case, the doubling is so dramatic and distinct that it instantly elevates the coin's desirability. Now consider the fact that this specific quarter also shows signs of being struck off-center. An off-center strike means that the coin blank, or planchet, was improperly positioned in the press, resulting in a coin with part of the design missing or misaligned. Collectors find these types of errors fascinating because they visually reveal the mechanical shortcomings of minting equipment and protocols. The more off-center the strike without losing the date and other identifying features, the more desirable the coin becomes. But it doesn't stop there. Another unusual feature reportedly seen on this extraordinary 1981 P quarter is its metal composition. The coin may have been struck on a transitional planchet, possibly one intended for a foreign coin or a different denomination. The U.S. Mint sometimes struck coins for foreign governments, and sometimes, due to human error or mechanical failure, an incorrect planchet would be fed into the presses. In this rare instance, the coin's weight and surface characteristics suggest it might have been struck on a 90% silver planchet or an experimental copper alloy. This off-metal strike further enhances its uniqueness and makes it a one-of-one in the coin universe. The mint mark anomaly is another key factor contributing to the coin's legendary status. The P mint mark, denoting the Philadelphia Mint, appears irregular on this coin. In many known cases of mint mark errors, the mint mark is repunched, meaning it was stamped more than once, often at a different angle or slightly off the original position. This was more common before the advent of digital minting processes. A repunched mint mark, particularly a clear RPM, repunched mint mark, adds both intrigue and financial value. For the 1981 P quarter, such an anomaly would suggest manual intervention or mechanical failure, both of which are hot topics among error coin collectors. In addition to these technical errors, collectors also speculate that this particular 1981 P quarter has microscopic die cracks and cuds, small breaks in the die that create raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. These features are further evidence of faulty or worn minting equipment and are scrutinized by collectors using magnification tools to validate authenticity and rarity. Let's delve into how such a coin could survive more than 40 years without being melted down, lost, or worn beyond recognition. The answer lies in the coin's condition, graded as mint state 68 or higher. This level of preservation is astonishing, especially for a circulated coin from 1981. Coins graded MS 68 or higher are incredibly rare due to handling, environmental exposure, and everyday use. The pristine condition of this coin suggests it may have bypassed general circulation altogether, perhaps being set aside unknowingly by someone who simply thought it looked odd or unusual. The provenance of this $17 million 1981 P quarter adds another layer of mystique. Reportedly discovered in a collection of inherited coins stored in a Pennsylvania attic, it was almost thrown away during a house cleanup. Fortunately, a keen-eyed relative recognized the anomalies and took it to a numismatist for evaluation. The subsequent chain of authentication, grading, and auction cataloging confirmed what experts could hardly believe. They were handling one of the most valuable modern U.S. quarters ever found. When the coin hit the auction block, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Bidding wars between private collectors, investment firms, and even international buyers escalated the price well beyond initial estimates. The final hammer price of $17 million made headlines and forever changed the perception of modern-era coins as purely utilitarian objects. From that moment forward, the 1981 P Washington quarter earned a permanent spot in the pantheon of coin collecting legends. But why would anyone pay so much for a single coin for elite collectors? It's not just about owning a piece of metal, it's about possessing a piece of history, a tangible mistake from a system that rarely falters, and a unique object that no one else can claim to have. Scarcity drives value, and when scarcity is compounded by condition, provenance, and demand, the result is often a multi-million-dollar treasure. The impact of this coin's discovery has also influenced the broader market for Washington quarters. Collectors now scour rolls of 1981 quarters with renewed interest, hoping to uncover lesser errors or possibly even a sibling to the fabled $17 million specimen. Online marketplaces, estate sales, and coin shows have reported increased activity surrounding early 1980s quarter varieties. Educational forums and collector communities have sprung up to teach people how to identify potential minting errors, and the 1981 P quarter is often the centerpiece of these discussions. Even numismatic scholars have revisited mint records and dialogues from the Philadelphia Mint in 1981, hoping to uncover more information about how such a coin could have been struck and released. So far, no exact match has been found confirming that this is not part of a known error batch or duplicated minting issue. It truly appears to be one of a kind. Collectors are advised to look closely at their pocket change and coin collections. While not every 1981 P quarter will be worth millions, identifying features such as double strikes, off-center designs, transitional metal compositions, repunched mint marks, and signs of die deterioration can still command thousands of dollars depending on condition and clarity. It's a reminder that treasures can still be hidden in plain sight. This astonishing case has also reignited debate around coin grading, authentication, and the role of third-party certification agencies. Some argue that the coin's value is inflated by speculative investing, while others see it as a validation of how art, history, and manufacturing intersect. Regardless of where one stands, there is no denying that the discovery of the $17 million 1981 P Washington quarter has captured imaginations and expanded the possibilities of what coin collecting can offer. From a coin that most people would spend without a second thought, to a multi-million-dollar rarity housed in a high-security vault. The journey of the 1981 P quarter is a testament to the magic of numismatics. It proves that incredible value can lie beneath the surface of the most ordinary things and that sometimes, the most extraordinary stories begin with just 25 cents. So next time you receive change at the grocery store, or stumble across an old jar of coins, take a closer look. That quarter with a faintly off-center design or slightly unusual mint mark might just be the next record-breaking treasure waiting to be discovered. In the world of coin collecting, the thrill of the hunt is half the reward, and as the 1981 P Washington quarter proves, the payoff can be truly life-changing. And that, coin enthusiasts, is the spellbinding story of how a humble 1981 quarter became a priceless